This one trick can make you so gone darn much money that, well, it's not even funny. So let me share it with you so that you can use it to make so gone darn much money. All right. So you can apply this to different markets, but what we're going to do is we're going to apply it right now in real time to the major equity indexes. And the point is, which one do we want to invest in? Which one would produce the most money? It's a relative strength issue. But you can do this with stocks and crypto, and you can do this with Forex, etc. So I've got TradingView up here right now. What we're going to do is going to go down here to this little icon here. We're going to left click on that, and we're going to click on percent. Now, what that does is, if you notice, it changed the y-axis over here to percentages instead of prices. So I've got the S&P 500 up here. Before it had the prices. Now it has percentage. Now, where you started on the left side of the chart, it's going to be 0. 0. Why is that? Because when we started on this date, which is Friday, October 3rd, 2025, and you can start this wherever you want. Look, you can scroll this around here, and you can put as much data on there as you want. All right, so there's been, at the date you start, there's 0% change. And sometimes people call this a percent change chart as well. So it's not just about the value or the price. It's about, well, how much am I making? How much am I losing? What percentage gain? What percentage loss? So as you see, we come up here and we're up 2.4%. We come down, we're down 2.85. And it's been a lot of gyrations. Okay. Now that's the S&P 500. That's the benchmark by which most money management people are measured by. So now what we want to do is we're going to go click on this symbol or this little plus sign here. Don't put it in here. We're going to keep the S&P there, the SPY, because that's the benchmark. And now we want to compare it to, and you can choose whatever you want. So let's go to the Qs, QQQ. All right, and we're going to click on that, and that brings it up. Now, the QQQs, it's in blue. So as we can see, from the time that we start the chart, the QQQs, NASDAQ 100, underperforming the S&P. No bueno. Okay, they're both negative, but the Qs are much more negative. Now let's add another one of the major indexes, and let's go with the Dow. We're using the ETFs. And we'll click on that one and bring that puppy up. Oh, look at that. The Dow, the diamonds, are outperforming the SPY. So, and by the way, look at history too. So outperformed all this time, and then it came down, down, down. Everything's coming down, but the issue is, well, as it's coming down, which one is retracing the most? Which one will preserve our capital the best? Which one would we lose the least on? And again, going up, the Dow made more money, and coming down, as we see in this snapshot in time, this is being recorded on March 25th, 2026. The Dow preserved more capital on the downside. And the fourth index that we'll look at is the IWM. That's the Russell 2000. And when we click on that puppy, there you go. And that is this orange one. And now you see that's actually positive. It's up 2%. So of all these four indexes, the best one that's performing right now is the IWM, the Russell 2000 small caps. Now, again, this is all about comparing one market to another, one stock to another, one Forex pair to another, one crypto to another. And to find out which is the best of the various options, the various choices, right? And there's going to be a couple of different strategies here. So again, I can go back now. When you go back in time, as you can see, I'm bringing it more to more recent beginning point over here. But still, we got IWM outperforming pretty, significantly for just a not a very long period of time. And now if we go back, I can go all the way back here, and we can see that that was not always the case. So here we got the IWM underperforming. And so if you go all the way back to, what's that date there? That's the March 4th, 2024. So about 2 years ago. And actually, if you would have invested in the IWM back then, you'd be underperforming. And the S&P is there at plus 31%. In the blue one, what's the blue one? The blue one is the QQQs. And so that was the best performing if you just bought and hold for 2 years. So the point is that the markets are dynamic. And the markets will shift in the relative strength of which outperforms and which underperforms. And the point is, you can't just set it and forget it. This is a dynamic process where you will be shifting between one market and another. Look for what's outperforming, and then watch for the shift to it underperforming. And let me show you the technique that I like to use. All right, so now let's get down to technique. And let's see, let's go down here. All right. So here's how I do's it. So I'm going to bring up, let me just double check here. Yep, that works. So over here, what I like to see, again, remember the red one is the benchmark. That's the S&P 500. So we're comparing. We're not going to trade the S&P 500. I mean, you could if you wanted to. But the whole point is to outperform the S&P 500. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be using trend lines. And I'm not here. The thing that a lot of people would do is they would say, oh, I'm going to wait and see until one of these markets crosses the red line, so it's outperforming. That's not the best strategy. Late to the party. It's not horrible, but it's not the best. Buy low, sell high. So how do we apply buy low, sell high and make even bigger profits in even bigger outperformance when we're using this? So what we want to do is find a market that's underperforming. So here we got IWM. Okay, let's see, I gotta do this again. Okay. And I'm going to draw, as I said, trend lines. So we can draw the trend line here, for example, and I'm going to use two types of trend lines. So number one is I'm going to use diagonal trend lines. That's the aggressive approach. So I want a market that's underperforming, and that's the thing. We're looking for a shift from underperforming to outperforming to get in early and capture the major gains all the way from there to, potentially there ideally, although we'll never get out at the very top. But instead of waiting, if we waited for the IWM to cross the S&P 500, which is right there, I'll look at all the money that we're not making. That's about an 8% difference in our gains. That's a lot. That's huge. And then the other thing that I'll do is I'll draw horizontal trend lines. Oops, forgot, got to keep doing this over and over and over. So I'll draw some horizontal trend lines. And this is the more conservative way to do it. But it doesn't usually get you in quite as early. And so here, well, what you would do actually, the way this strategy works is you draw the diagonal trend line, and then you also draw a horizontal trend line. So the conservative way to do it is to wait for it to break the diagonal trend line. The aggressive way is to just wait for it to break the diagonal trend line. That doesn't always work great. Again, it's aggressive. You'll get bigger returns, but sometimes it will just then go sideways. The more conservative way, and still makes you good money, is you wait for it to break the diagonal line, and then you draw a horizontal line off of the previous high after it breaks the diagonal trend line, and then you enter there. And this has a higher win rate. So again, giving away some potential profits, but the idea that, again, remember, it's breaking a high. So instead of just breaking a diagonal line and then chopping sideways, since it's breaking a high, we're actually making gains. So there you go, my friends. That is the trick, if you will. And again, I'm just using it with the four major equity markets here, but you can use this with crypto. You can use this with any correlated markets, forex pairs, things like that. Now, one really important thing. Do not trade just these lines on this percent change chart. Now, once I see these signals setting up, and once I see an underperformer turning into a potential outperformer, then I go to my regular charts. And there I use my technical indicators, my moving averages, support resistance. I'm actually trading the chart of, in this case, the IWM. And I'm going to use my timing indicator, my market entry timing indicator, which, by the way, you can get absolutely free, along with a free one video tutorial on how to trade it. Just go to the website there and you can get a free tutorial anytime you want. It used to do a live recording of it, live webinar, but now I've just recorded it so that you can go there and get it anytime, wherever you live in the world, and it's at your convenience. Also, by the way, once you go there and get it, I'll give you my email address, and if you have any questions about it, feel free to email me, and I'll be very happy to help you. So there you go. This has worked extremely well for me, and I give it to you as my gift. Again, but make sure you go over to your regular charts, however you have your chart set up, and use your indicators. Look for support resistance, look for moving averages, and especially use that timing indicator with it.